Canadians in Mexico's Puerto Vallarta are being told to shelter in place following a day of car bombings and gang violence.
There have been multiple fires and lots of smoke. If you walk outside, you can smell it all throughout Puerto Vallarta as a result of the actions that have been taking place in the
uprisings spread through several Mexican states on Sunday after the death of one of the country's most powerful and most wanted cartel leaders. More than 18,000 Canadians are currently in Mexico, including around 4,600 Canadians in Jalisco State. That's where the majority of the violence has been centered. Jalisco State, including Puerto Vallarta, as well as the other three regions you see there, all areas of concern. And we've managed to reach Canadian Dennis McKaig. He is in Puerto Vallarta right now. Dennis, thanks for joining us for this call this morning. First of all, what did the streets look and sound like in Puerto Vallarta on the weekend?
It started yesterday morning around 9 o'clock, and I heard some banging, which sounded like construction workers across the street. And then I got a text message saying, "You better go look outside." And the sky was dark. The sky was black, and there were cars burning about 300 feet from me, and you could hear gunfire in the background.
And I understand that you spoke with police, local police. What did they tell you?
Well, I went down to the barricade because there were 4 cars in my closest intersection here just behind me. And then a half a block down, there was a barricade where about 6 or 8 more cars had been firebombed. And I said, "Is this over?" And he said, no, it's not. This was about 11 o'clock in the morning. And then it reignited about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And shortly after that, the Marines and the Army were seen in the area. And they were shooting at some people that had just passed me with waving a gun on a motorcycle.
It's just after 6 a.m. there this morning, Dennis. How are you feeling after this sort of less than 24 hours of violence?
I slept well. I was up all day yesterday, nervous, pacing, never really felt threatened except when I went out to check on things. And this guy, people started running, and there was a gunman on a motorcycle just coming down the street. So we all ran and sought cover.
Global Affairs has been telling Canadians, because of exactly what you're talking about happening on the streets, shelter in place, don't go inside. How safe are you right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. The streets are quiet. I think the buses are back in service now. I feel okay, and I'm going to venture out for my coffee this morning, so cautiously. If I see any signs of anything, I'll turn back.
You're watching and listening to local news very carefully. What are they saying about in terms of escalation?
I don't see any newscasts down here or radio. It's all in Spanish anyway. And but I do get some advisories through a Facebook group, and they haven't been very revealing on what to do other than to stay in place, and that everything's canceled. All the airlines are canceled. The airport is closed, I understand still.
Yeah, there are concerns, and that is why the airport remains closed. And as you mentioned, WestJet, Air Canada have suspended all their flights. What's your plan for getting out, or do you plan to stay?
My family asked me, "When are you coming home?" And I said, "I have no plans to shorten my trip." I was looking at mid-April. I'm here for the winter. And so right now, unless things change, I'm planning on toughing it out and staying. But, Emery, the explosions were so close that I could feel the heat from the cars.
Wow. And that has all died down, Dennis, for now?
Yeah. About 11 o'clock last night, they removed the wrecked cars, the firebombed cars. Several buildings are burned out. OXXO stores, which are like our Circle K, the variety store, they're all been burned out and looted. The big pharmacy has been looted, and Costco has been destroyed.
And you're not concerned, Dennis, of any escalation?
No.
Well, I'm glad that you're safe. Can you describe for us more, Dennis, because you're there, and you can tell us what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what people are saying on the street?
They were all happy to reap the benefits of the looting. They were running down the street with cases of water and toilet paper and things from a variety store would have. Neighbors are gathering at the sidewalk and comforting each other, just being supportive.
Well, Dennis, I'm glad that you're safe this morning, and I appreciate you waking up early to take this call for us. But please do be safe. As you know, and I know you're following, Global Affairs is still reminding Canadians, shelter in place, be safe, because it is still an unstable situation there in that country.
Yep, I'll keep an eye on what's going on and consult with my neighbors and check my Facebook group to see what's going on. They're pretty good for giving updates.
All right, Dennis McKaig, I appreciate you joining us this morning. He's a Canadian in Puerto Vallarta. We'll be right back.